The society is in a good place. In Forums, which is the Institute for Operations, Research, and Management Sciences, our membership is just under 12,000. Two-thirds of the members have PhDs. It's mainly academics, but there's also a number of practitioners. Most of those practitioners also have advanced degrees. Practitioners can be found in companies like UPS, FedEx, banks, I mean really hospitals, government agencies. And of course the academics are in universities all over the world, but it's a very smart group, and I think that people tend to work individually as academics do, but if we try to put our minds together collectively, I think we probably could contribute to a few problems that up until now have been sort of difficult to crack. And now, when you're the president of an organization like this, first of all, what you need to know is you're only president for 1 year. You're president-elect for 1 year so that you can kind of learn the ropes, and then you're president when you try and steer the great big aircraft carrier 5 degrees to the left or the right, and then you're past president. And so a lot of people would say, well, the goal of the president is to become past president without the ship sinking, but I actually think that the main goal here is one of leadership, and to help to basically provide some inspiration and aspiration for the society, try and point them in good directions. And so focusing on some of these strategic questions for the field about what are good problems to work on and how do you know when you start is I think a worthwhile way to spend my time. And so I'm very personally interested in problems of societal concern, because as I said before, I think you can look at problems like terrorism, you can look at problems like malnourishment, you can look at problems in public health, crime. Lots of social problems can be viewed from this operational lens, and you'll end up doing very different things than perhaps what you would do if you kind of approach these problems through the lens of economics, sociology, politics, what have you. So I do intend to spend a lot of my time trying to talk about such problems, but there's also the issue of interacting with organizations and in particular interacting with decision makers. Some of the main successes of the methods, it's gotten to the point now where a lot of our technology, which used to require someone with a PhD to use, it's now part of Microsoft Excel. Anybody can sit down and hit the solver button, and they may or may not know what's going on, but basically what used to be sort of a special family of models that only operations research knew how to use is now available to the public, available to anybody who has a copy of Excel. So we want to make sure that people know what they're doing with this stuff, and at the same time identify opportunities to use it that they may not have thought of. And I want to, as I said, serve as a cheerleader for the profession. We do have a number of individual members who really are doing terrific things, and many of them are recognized for doing so, but the common linkage back to operations research hasn't always been made, and that's, I think, a common thing when people are working independently. And I think trying to draw some of those connections is another good thing that I can do.